Chapter 20. Charlie. I'm still fuming when I enter the apartment 20 minutes later. "How did it go today?" Hannah asks. She's sitting on the couch with her laptop on her knees, probably studying. The event went fine. The contestants seemed to have fun, and Belle's live streaming brought in a ton of views and some signups. "Well, that sounds like a good day," Hannah says. "So why do you look so upset?" I sigh and plop down on the other end of the couch. "It's Zane. I thought he was becoming part of our gym family, but it turns out that he's still an outsider." Hannah closes her laptop, puts it on the table, and turns to face me. Curiosity lights up her face, and I know I'm in for one of her therapy sessions. "What makes you say that? What did he do?" I cross my arms and sink further into the couch. "I accidentally left my wallet in my locker at work, so I returned to the gym to get it. I didn't expect anyone to be there, but Zane was. Evidently, he'd been working out, but when I came in, he was groaning and could barely stand. I asked him what was wrong, and he basically bit my head off. It's like he doesn't want anyone's help." Hannah tilts her head, studying me. "Did he apologize?" I shrug. "Sort of. He told me he'd injured his knee in college playing soccer and how losing his career changed him. But then he told me not to tell anyone because he thinks someone at the gym would tell corporate to try and get him fired. I can't believe he thinks so little of us after the last few weeks." Hannah leans forward, her voice soft. "And why does that bother you so much? He's your boss. He's supposed to maintain an image of control." I blink, caught off guard. "Yeah, but no one at the gym would do that." "Are you sure?" I open my mouth to tell her that of course I'm sure. But then I think about Damon and Randy. They're team players, sure, but they both wanted the management position as much as I did, and they haven't spent as much time with Zane as I have. Is it possible that they would use his injury against him? "I'm almost positive," I finally say. She leans back and taps her lips with her finger. "So, if you're not positive, and you know everyone better than Zane does, could you see why he might also not be sure?" "Yeah, I guess." I sigh. I jumped to conclusions again, didn't I? "Maybe," she says with a soft smile. "The bigger question is, why are you so upset about it? You didn't even want him as your boss 2 weeks ago." "I know, but he's not what I thought. We've been working together to save the gym, and I thought we were becoming friends. That's all." "Uh-huh." Hannah's skeptical tone makes me shift uncomfortably. "What?" I ask defensively. "You're acting like he insulted your best friend, or kicked your puppy." Hannah presses her lips together to keep from grinning, but I can still see the corners twitch. "Charlie, you're upset because you like him." I scoff. "I do not. Zane is grumpy and stubborn and hot," Hannah interjects. I gape at her. "That is not the point." "Maybe not, but it's true," she says with a smirk. "Look, Charlie, I know you. You're not the type to get this worked up about just anyone. If Zane were just some random guy, you'd brush it off and move on. But you're sitting here venting to me about how he hurt your feelings. That's not nothing." I open my mouth to argue, but can't find the words. My mind flashes to the moments we spent together planning this competition, to the time when I thought he was going to kiss me, to how he trusted me enough to share his story about soccer. Then I think about how my stomach bunches every time Penelope mentions another blind date. I'd thought it was just because the first 2 were such disasters. But could it be because it's not Zane? Oh no, do you think it's possible I do like him? I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. Hannah chuckles and shakes her head. In my almost professional opinion, I'd say it's a distinct possibility. But it doesn't matter, I say quickly. Even if I do, he's my boss. And after tonight at least, I'm pretty sure he doesn't feel the same way. Hannah gives me a pointed look. Charlie, you're amazing. Anyone with half a brain can see that. If Zane doesn't, he's either blind or in denial. Either way, you should give him a chance to figure it out. I groan and cover my face with my hands. This is such a bad idea. Or it could be the best idea ever, Hannah counters. You'll never know unless you try. I peek at her through my fingers, her words stirring something in me. Maybe she's right. Maybe it's time to stop running from the possibility of something more. The next morning, I get to the gym extra early in hopes of finding Zane before the competition gets going for the second day. He's in his office, but he doesn't look like his normal self. Dark circles surround his eyes, and his shoulders are slumped forward as if he's carrying the weight of the world on his back. After the way I acted last night, maybe he is. Zane, I ask softly as I rap at the doorframe. Can I come in? He looks up, but I don't see the normal light I've come to expect. Of course, I was hoping to talk to you too. Please, let me go first. I shouldn't have acted the way I did last night. Though I don't think anyone would use your injury against you, I can't be 100% certain. Since you don't know the people here as well as I do, I can see why you might worry about that. I'm sorry too, he says. I let my bitterness about my injury impact my judgment. I shouldn't have done that. So, are we good? I ask hesitantly. I don't know exactly what I'd been expecting, but this reaction is definitely not it. We're good, he says. Why don't you go get ready for today's competition? Oh, okay, I stammer, confused. Hannah must have been wrong after all. Zane might have been more friendly with me, but it's clear that he doesn't see me as anything other than an employee. I guess I'll see you out there later. Yep, I just have some paperwork to finish and then I'll be there. I step out of Zane's office, still confused as to how Hannah and I both got it so wrong, and nearly collide with Penelope. Oh, I'm glad I found you before the events kicked off for the day. I wanted to tell you that I got date number 3 set up. I don't know, Penelope. I'm kind of busy with the competition and... I stop myself before I blurt that my heart isn't in it, because then she'll want to know why. And I can't exactly tell her that I have feelings for my boss who clearly does not return them. I know you're busy, but I promise this date will be low-key and stress-free. Plus, I am so confident that this is the guy that I'm not planning any more for you. This catches my interest. Another blind date sounds like a nightmare, but the thought that this could be the last one makes it a little more bearable. So even if this date turns out to be a disaster, you're done fixing me up? Yep, she says, looking suspiciously confident. And you'll still do the killer workout. A deal's a deal, she says. So what do you say? Will you do the last blind date tonight? Sure, why not? Good, here's the address. He'll be expecting you around 8 tonight. She hands me a piece of paper with an address, but no name scribbled on it. Where is this? I ask, trying to pinpoint the address in my head. Is this someone's house? Just go, she says, rolling her eyes. I wouldn't send you somewhere unsafe, I promise. Okay, but I'm texting this address to my roommates. If I go missing, at least they'll know where to start looking. You're not going to go missing, Stop being so dramatic. It will be great, I promise." And with that, Penelope scurries off, probably to gather her supplies for the smoothie challenge.